I just say we take the deal. I don't even care. Just take it.
Whatever it is, it's got to be
2020. The U.S. and Canada has been hit by a major pandemic. 3 guys from Winnipeg start a show. They tell stories and make people laugh. If you tune in on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, you can laugh too with the W Team.
Would you please welcome from a place called Winnipeg? I've been hanging around gas stations. I've been learning about tires. I've been talking to grease monkeys. I've been working on cars. Moose jaw saw a few moose of it too. Running back to Saskatoon. Red Deer tears of innocent hat. Singing of the prairie tune. Singing of the prairie tune.
Amazing intro from Rod Stickler, but hold on a second. We got breaking news right here. Big news from the corporation this week. Huge news, actually mind-blowing news, as Rybo said. You want to kind of explain what happened to us this week, Rybo, with the corporation?
Man, we met with some big wigs, like some huge wigs, like the biggest wigs there is. And they're Hollywood or New York or whatever. They're not Winnipeg, I'll tell you that.
Not in Canada, tell you
they're
that.
Not Canada. They're big.
Right.
They're actually somewhere big. And they're interested in the Spewy, Rybo, and Irvas product that we have to offer. And we've talked to them, and things are going very good. And we've moved up at least from 1 carrot dangling to at least 3 or 5 carrots, I would say.
It's a whole bushel of carrots now at this point.
It's an orgy of carrots. Did they just come to buy a shirt, though, or are we getting something out of this?
Dave, what did you think about the whole experience with the corporation? And by the way, guys, this is real. This really happened.
I thought there was money talked about. I was a little bit out of it, I think. I thought we had a real offer, but it's still really exciting to talk to people that are from a different country. That was really exciting. And they spoke English, and that was also exciting because they don't live in Canada here, so we're not used to corresponding.
Are you guys from the States?
Yeah. You guys ever flown at night, eh?
You've been in a limo before?
Yeah.
Wow.
People in the States speak English too?
I had a good feel. They seem like they could be family. They really do. I thought they were like a couple of my cousins, crazy cousins, and I just had a great time. I'd love to break some bread with them or have a drink or whatever they do in that country. I mean, there always is different traditions. Here, we would just eat some share back bacon is what we like to do.
Right. And then we're going to talk about that, what they might eat with weird foods, which is a good tie-in later on. But the thing is about these guys, like you said, we were making a joke that making a yoke that maybe it would be Barry Boobs and like a Groucho Marx glasses and mustache.
Fake nose and mustache,
But they were real. They were real boys.
Yeah, I know they're real people. It was really strange.
I still think they might be your gardeners at home, but you're just trying to put us on. You're just trying to get me to do some preparation for the next few shows. That's all.
You guys have had a rough year. I'm just trying to make things a little better for you. But once again, guys, that was huge news from the corporation, and now we actually have a name. And we probably should have taken some stills of those guys so we could show their faces on here too. Probably, right?
Oh, I love it.
Welcome. So that is actual real news there from the Winnipeggers. Good news here. But in the meantime, in the between time, episode 56, we're now got it down in order because we had some episodes that were out of order and
that's true.
Couldn't figure out what was going on. But we are definitely in the now. Episode 56 is happening now. Nothing in the can. So here we are. So welcome to this show, and watch us while you can, guys, because when we get signed, we're gone.
Yeah, you'll never see us again.
I know. And we're episode 56 now, which is over a year if you haven't figured that out, because there's 52 weeks in a year.
Ryan's
but
a smart
that's the thing. You know, it's going to keep going or it's going to stop. I mean, it's all up to you.
Well, and I don't think it's going to stop at this point, because when we're this close to getting that type of signing
deal, yeah.
So I think,
and it's hard to know. I mean, we're sorry for messing up the counting, but we've been using Hindu math that we've learned on VPW, so it's a little bit different. So
our old access cable channel.
Yeah, but like I said, we're shaking things up this week. We got a great sponsor this week. One of my favorite restaurants in the entire world. I used to work there. We talked about it in First Jobs. DJay's Pizza. Great place, open to this day. Laying down some bucks to advertise this week as this week's sponsors.
Wow.
Come down to DJay's Pizza.
Sorry, I got to rewind it.
Come on down to DJay's Pizza. It's got the best pizza in the world, including the Jericho. Pepperoni and ground beef, and that is a real pizza. Come on down and rock with DJay's Pizza. Our parking lot's got a lot of rocks in it, but you can still find a place and walk on in. Come to Ichabod's. Don't lose your head when you have a drink. Best pizza, best drink, best parking lot. Come on down to DJay's Pizza on Portage Avenue in Winnipeg. It's a treat.
Oh God.
I love that the parking lot is a bunch of big rocks.
Why is that, Rival? What happened with that?
Exactly what it is. A bunch of big rocks. I think some big companies wanted to get in there. Like, I'm not mentioning any names, like Giant Tiger and Pet Value and stuff like that. Tim Hortons and stuff. And they didn't want anyone to park for DJs. So actually they put a bunch of rocks there around the place. So you can there's only a few spots, and it actually says no parking not for DJs, anything else. Basically you could park there, which is like probably 10 miles away from the MTS Center. That's okay, but it says parking, no parking for DJs. So you can park for anything else. You can park for something. You can park for something in New York City. That's okay.
Right.
You can't park for something that's right beside where you're parking.
And what happened with
for something? What does that mean?
Well, because DJay's owns the restaurant, but they were leasing the parking lot, and somehow there was a big issue with. Remember, Zellers used to be there in Safeway, so they were like, "We want DJay's out," and DJay's like, "Oh, fuck your ass." That was Rob Johnson right there. He's always got the big medals. I used to work for his dad, Dennis Johnson, and Janine or Jeanette. That's where the DJay's comes from. Great people. And they basically said, we want DJay's out because they wanted the land, but they own that land. And they're like, fine, typical big company bullshit, almost like Roadhouse. We will take away your parking lot, fill it with giant rocks so no one can park there. And you know what all the Dean Mullins did? They parked across the street at frickin' Sev and at St. Chad's Anglican Church. They just walked on over and said, fuck it, we don't care.
I'm getting that Jericho. Fuck it.
Well, it's if you have to park a little far away, a tiny baby steps far away, it's worth it. It is really great pizza. What a
still
staple
my favorite
of
pizza.
St. James,
I've had
Winnipeg.
Slash's band eat that pizza. I've had Shinedown have that pizza. I've had a bunch of bands that come through town. If they're looking for food, I have DJay's Pizza send them some stuff. So
that's awesome. I think even Dave took delivered a pizza to you in Tampa from Winnipeg.
He did, yeah.
He asked, and I wasn't okay with that. That's a lot of extra work, and I get a lot of anxiety before I fly.
I was surprised he didn't have anxiety and just end the show when we were talking to the corporation. I thought you were going to freak out.
This is not what it's about.
I can't take it. I'm a true artist. Speaking of true artists, we had a little bit of a controversy last week with one of our guests. He watched the show and was not happy with the response he got, especially from you, Dave.
Oh, come on. You're not giving this
talking about Gatis Kandis.
Oh, God, dude.
He was very, very angry that, he actually reached out, and this is what he had to say. This is, once again, Latvia's
corporation saved me.
Biggest comedian, Simon Cowell's favorite comedian, because he says he's so not funny, he's funny. So he had something that he wanted to say to us.
At least 4. Oh, Spivak. Hello, Spivak. Long time no see. Where have you been hiding, I wonder? But now I see you. That's right, Spivy. Now I see you. So, little birdie told me that you didn't think that I was funny, but I'm obviously very funny. So,
Obviously.
I mean, for example, I show you, you know, like this over here. You know, my friend over here, like she's always laughing at my jokes. You know, let me show you. Woof woof woof. That's a joke you can take home for your dogs. Hee hee. See, like she was laughing. Okay, you might think, okay, but that's only one person. Well, let me get somebody else. So yeah, one second here. Okay. So this one as well. Okay, so let's see whether this tiger thinks I'm funny as well. Okay, so here you go. When my chicken has a bird, I don't tell him cause he will not understand. Ho 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 ho. See, like he thinks it's funny as well. Okay, so that's already two. You know,
Does
when
he
there's
have
like
does
two
he have a
people
rabbit?
thinking that I'm funny? That means I'm funny. Not to mention that I have I always have at least, you know, besides them two, also besides them two, I have at least 4 fans like with me all the time, like you know, like
Oh, is he gonna do the fan gig?
Do you have a shower in your place? Your hair looks like
so many fans here.
Yeah, that place stinks
So
like
yeah,
mothballs.
I don't know what happened. Like,
It smells like soup.
why did you not think I was funny? Because clearly, you could clearly see that I am. And also, like, not to mention that Irvas thinks that I'm funny as well.
Leave me
So,
out
you
of this.
know,
I
mean,
never
it's
said
like,
that.
I don't know if
That's typical.
we
You've
were
probably been
voting,
hanging
it
out
would
with this
be
guy,
like,
having
you
a
know,
lunch.
20
burying me.
against 1. So that's
He's actually part of the corporation.
funny.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yeah, I don't know, Spewy. Yeah, I don't know.
Put his
what
personal
happened, but
information up.
Maybe it was just off day
Where's his
for
grave
you. And
site?
you did not realize that I'm funny.
Well, you go
Also,
on a little too long is one of the problems.
David
Well,
Walliams as well. He thought that I'm funny as well, and he's you know, he's a funny comedian. So yeah,
All right. So Gatis Kandis, very funny to some people, but obviously he was very insulted that you didn't think he was funny. So he wanted me to pass that along to you.
eat shit, that guy. You know.
So unfunny that he's still not funny.
He's not even Neil Hamburger unfunny.
He's not
Yeah.
Neil Hamburger. He's like kind of carrot top without the biceps. Like
Just
what is he?
his bit.
How about this? This is kind of my reaction to this.
This show is good for what ails me.
Yeah, well, what ails you?
Insomnia.
What are you
This show is
doing?
good for what ails me.
Yeah, well, what ails you?
Insomnia.
Oh, it's so funny, dude. This is what happens when we leave him alone for 12 hours.
That's hilarious.
Oh
Good
my
job.
gosh, we got so much we can get into, but like I said, lots of stuff going on.
Why don't we get things started?
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to talk about this had a little bit of controversy because last week we talked about worst dinner, and we thought that'd be a funny show. We're gonna let that germinate, simmer in the pot a little bit.
Push it back a mile.
I
or
think
two.
people are going to be going nuts. They want to hear our worst dinners, but Dave kind of came up with an alternative for now of weird foods.
Yeah.
Now, as we know, before we get into weird foods, we have this might be a possibility. We know that the band list is a little bit open right now between fake Jason Voorhees, that idiot Tawny Ansel, stupid Bud Lindell, Gretzky, who's I'm ready to just let him go, and of course that jerk off Mocha Joe. No offense, is that what he said? No disrespect.
Yeah,
We might have another issue here. So because it's weird foods, I went to the guest star pool, and I tried to get. I was thinking about getting a Top Chef. You guys are familiar with the show Top Chef, right?
No. Is it a Igmar Bergman television show or?
It's produced by Igmar Bergman, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And in the show, the seventh seal opens, and all the chefs are killed by the
Is
Reaper.
it a brother and a sister fall in love and go for strange foods
Yeah.
together.
But this Top Chef is kind of like American Idol for chefs. Excuse me, for chefs. It's super popular. does like 10 million viewers a show, kind of like what we're going to do when the corporation signs us. So I went on Cameo and I just said, hey, what's the weirdest food you ever cooked with? And I went to 3 different chefs. Chef Lovely. These are all Top Chef winners. Chef Kristen and Chef Rush. And all 3 of them came back and said, we can't complete this Cameo on time. And I'm like, never? You can never do this Cameo for us? So then I tried it one more time and got Chef Luck, who did tell us some of the most disgusting foods that he ever cooked with. And this is what he had to say.
Yo, what up? Speedwee, Rebo, and Ervas. Tell us what's the weirdest thing you've ever had or you've ever cooked. Oh, man, where to begin? So recently I had this worm salt. You know, they can't put worms in mezcal anymore. So this bar company actually sent me a bottle of worm salt to rim the edge of my margaritas with mezcal. And I swear, I'm not like freaked out about like just normal crazy stuff, but like there was something I just couldn't get past. When I finally tasted it, it totally tasted like I imagine if I licked the bottom of my tackle box while I was fishing, that's what it would taste like.
Gross.
So worms, it was definitely not a pleasant experience. That's probably the only crazy insect type bug thing that I've had. When I was in Japan, I actually had some horse sashimi, which was kind of crazy. You know, just sliced really thin, served with a little bit of soy sauce. So that was something that was really crazy and fun. Craziest thing I've ever cooked. You know, my family's Creole, so possum, raccoon, you know, all that gator stuff. You know, that's what we do down south. So just a little bit of everything. But man, what a cool question.
All right.
But I've cooked it all. You know, at one point I had kangaroo on my menu, and I was serving that with a strawberry rhubarb barbecue sauce. So I was doing a grilled kangaroo steak on the menu, which was pretty cool. People kind of freaked out about that one. Let's see what else. Turtle, definitely done turtle. Tons of snake. I've served lots of snake in my career, working out in Texas. I don't know, man. I've had some crazy stuff. So yeah. But the worms was a little too much, man. I think when you're drinking a cocktail and you taste that salty, dirty, earthy flavor, not my cup of tea. There's not enough mezcal in the world. So hope y'all having a good day. Brother Luck, Top Chef. Peace out.
Cool.
All right, bro. That was good, right?
That was cool.
Not bad.
So my question is, and we'll get into weird foods. Brother Luck was awesome. Got it done in less than a day. Or Chef Luck. But Chef Lovely, Chef Kristen, and Chef Rush completely snubbed us. So what do we do here? Do we let it slide? Do we put top chefs onto the ban list? Or is it not that big of a deal? Am I overreacting here?
I don't like it, not for 1 second, but I also don't know if I'd want to give them the push to be on that band list.
Okay.
We got Wayne Gretzky on there, Mocha
That's
Joe.
true.
These are big names, big stars. I don't know how I feel
Rival?
about it, but I'm pissed.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
Because we
Well,
did just have a random Playboy model, so we could just put a random top chef on there if we wanted to.
I guess, but she took a long time. I mean, didn't she come back? Yeah, she came back. She was the band
she
head.
came back with a vengeance.
Right.
Well, she
I don't
did
know
when
if
she
ever
finally
said
came back.
that.
But these guys literally said, and I will find this right here. I will find you. Go ahead, Ribo. In the meantime, what were you saying?
You know, I just one thing I like that the guy was talking about, you know, making kangaroo and stuff. The nice
I
thing
like
about
that
that
guy.
is, they're like, I mean, kangaroo is a big meal. Like that's a lot to eat. The nice thing about kangaroo is it comes with its own kind of take your home bag. You know, you put it in. Anyway,
Can I have a kangaroo bag, please, for this extra avocado dip?
That's where you
Can I
take
get
your
with that?
naps.
Can you
It
put
said,
that in my marsupial bag to take home, please?
this
Yes,
is
I'll
what I
take
got
that.
from 3 separate emails. While we do our best to make sure every cameo is completed, sometimes unexpected events occur, and your cameo from Chef Rush / Chef Kristen / Chef Lovely could not be done in time. Boom. Period. Done. End. So
So I mean, it's not like they've said we don't want to do it. No disrespect, like Moco Joe.
Right, okay.
They've just they basically are being run by a bunch of accountants, some weird, not cool corporation like our corporation, super cool guys. They probably just do
Great
their
guys.
own books. They probably cook their own books. They do their own books. It's not like these guys. I don't know. I would maybe. It's up to you, man.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in a pissed off mood,
right.
just ban 'em.
Hold on. If we're even thinking about it, the answer is no. But I will say this right now. Hey, Top Chefs, if you ever decide to fucking diss us again, you are this close to being put on the banned list. And if you get on, it's really hard to get off. Ask Wayne Gretzky. So if it wasn't for Chef Luck, all 3 of your sorry asses would be on the banned list. So you better watch it, Top Chefs, because one more screw up and you're banned. All right.
Yeah, you'd be cooking your way to the exit door. You're gone. Banned.
That's right. Done. Banned. All right. So now that I'm sorry, guys, I kind of got a little bit.
That's okay. That was
for
intense.
Clemson, that one.
Get it out. It's good. It's cathartic for everybody to get that
Thank
out.
you. Thank you. Dave, weird foods. This you wrote this.
Wow.
So what?
I just brought it back. I brought it at a little higher level than tap water for this episode is what I did.
All right, Dave. So what do you got for weird foods here? Now, let me ask you a question. Are these weird foods that you've heard of or weird foods that you've actually eaten?
They're weird foods that I've heard of that I had sent
Okay.
you some photos of if you can throw those up.
Oh, okay. Well, you've kind of got caught in a rut here, but I'll do what I can.
Well, that's funny.
All right. So you have gone and found weird foods
Yeah.
that you found here. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
go. Let's see. The number one is Rooster testicle soup.
A rooster testicle soup. This was the last one because there was an order, but it doesn't matter. This is sort of what once you eat a bunch of testicles, you would have rooster testicle soup to wash it down with. But this is a big thing. And this is not.
Freeze?
No, I don't think everybody's fine.
Okay, I had a freeze. So what happened?
Okay.
Oh, these are supposed to be in order.
No, it's okay.
I
it's
can do that. I didn't. Hold on. By the way, I had a little bit of a glitch, so that's what happened there. I lost.
Oh,
that
I
picture.
see. Go to the Turkey Testicle Festival.
Well, you don't have to blow the joke. I know what we're doing here. We'll do it in order now.
Hey,
Oh wow,
listen.
it's a Turkey Testicle Festival.
Yeah, I'm not one of the top chefs. Don't yell at me. Turkey Testicle Festival. This is a real thing. This is in like Colorado, and they have these testicles. Now that's not what they end up. How you eat them? They actually bread them, and they're supposed to be really good. But they eat turkey
gross.
testes. Yeah, I know. It looks a little bit disgusting. You're like, bark, bark. Where'd my balls go? I don't know.
That sounds like a Mastodon song, Rybo. You're at the Turkey Testicle Festival.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Well, at least they bred them so they're not disgusting. Otherwise, it'd be like totally disgusting.
I could eat one if it was breaded. I would think.
Well, they breaded the testicles that the turkeys now can't breed, so it's a little bit of a
Yeah.
a little thing there. So okay, so that's the turkey.
It kind of reminds me of like Top Secret, where he's at the German restaurant. He doesn't know a little German, but she knows a little German. He's sitting over there, and then he orders some meal and he doesn't remember what it is, and it's like, "You're flaming hog balls, sir," and they light the flaming hog balls on fire.
It was like that Chevy Chase Funny Farm where he ate all the prairie oysters and found out that prairie oysters were like cow balls or something.
Right.
And speaking of prairie oysters, your next one, Dave, is
Yeah, I have a.
you gotta read it out.
Yeah, donkey balls. I just had this theme going of testicle food. And these are, look at that donkey, by the way. I mean, this is their marketing. This poor donkey looks so miserable. Oh, they just took my balls.
Can I just say on the side here, it looks like this is chocolate covered. They're chocolate covered, these balls.
Well, they're not. They show them on the right. That was a bad edit on my point. Thanks for pointing out that. That's a yeast breading on the rights. There's no chocolate
Garlic
in them,
knots. Those aren't balls.
Those
I
are
want my money back.
Those look like those little Ukrainian dishes we'd have around Christmas, little breaded with
Parashke.
cabbage in them. Yeah, right.
Parashke.
But those are actually donkey balls inside. Maybe they're chocolate inside. That's very possible. So
They look like the creatures from Things, Rybo. Those little weird aliens.
Oh man, you just hammered my head.
Oh, you just killed me, man.
Oh man, crazy.
But that poor donkey. Good Lord.
Oh, terrible, man. Terrible.
And when you're a donkey, donkey dick is what they would say. The donkey's got they got good dicks, I guess, or whatever. And to lose your balls is kind of like, that's all I had was a donkey dick, right?
Yeah.
And now
So
they've taken my testicles away.
Donkeys have good dicks, is what you've heard, Dave?
I've heard that. Yeah.
I think your dick looks really good because you don't have any balls, so the perspective makes it looks larger. Maybe
If you have a small,
he doesn't look too happy about it.
If you have a small wiener, shave your pubes and cut off your balls, and it's just going to make it look that much longer.
Totally, dude.
Yeah.
Chicks dig that.
With make sure you get a good cut. Bad scars with that. I don't know what I'd take. Probably still better than balls. Yeah.
AAA cut.
Ribo, you got any weird foods before we get back to Dave?
Well, I got there's some weird ones that I looked at. None of these are anything that I've really eaten or that I want to, but there's basically buried, buggered, fermented, infested, and fried. We got lots of shit here. So we got this is actually Dave talked about this a long time ago. One of the episodes, I can't remember what it was, but it's this shark that they bury in Iceland. It's called hakari. You first gut it. You decapitate it. You place it in a shallow grave, and I ain't talking about annihilator. You cover it with sand and stones for 2 to 3 months, and then you let it, and then you cut and dry it, and let it dry for like 4 or 5 months after that, and then you eat it. And it's like basically raw, buried, shitty shark. It's disgusting. And there's other ones too. There's the tepa, which is it's called stink heads, which is basically white fish that you let ferment in a barrel underground for 2 to 3 weeks, and then you eat them up. Yummy. And this one, which is the grossest, is Kiviak, which is like an Inuit dish. Hey, shout out to Dez. But it's a seal.
Hello to the North Pole.
Basically what you do is you go out and you find 400 to 500 dead birds, so already dead. You pick up all these dead birds, you put it in a dead
bird,
and you put it in with a dead seal, and then you bury that under a bunch of stones, and it ferments, and the bird's insides liquidize, and then after that you cut off the head of the seal, and then you just drink out the fluid of all the dead birds that have fermented. And by the way, cutting off a seal's head isn't very easy, because sometimes there's a tamper-proof seal on it.
You and Gatis Kandis should get together and exchange some material.
At least I have fucking punchlines. At least my jokes go somewhere. Hey, Simon Cowell, what about me? I'm a quarter Ukrainian. Do I count?
Ahop versus Kandis in best comedian in America. That's great. So that kind of goes on to where I was going to say that. And the guy mentioned Japan, Chef Luck. Who's amazing, by the way, for us. And he was talking about horse sashimi. Now, sashimi is very thinly cut meat. And I'm sure I ate horse and dog many times in Japan. It's just the way it is there. But on the menu, they literally have, you get into it. You'll have chicken and you'll have beef and then you'll have tongue. And tongue's that's kind of gross, but whatever, you have tongue. And then it has cow's cheek. And then you're going through every bit of the anatomy, including cow udder, cow vagina is lit. By the way, this is not exaggeration. This is literally on the menu. Cow's vagina. And I'm like, who is eating this? And if you ask me if I ate it, the answer is no. I did eat the tongue. I ate the cheek. I did not eat the udder. And then you get into the pancreas and the stomach and the kidney and the liver and all that. But the cow vagina is where I draw the line. You want to eat a donkey ball, cover it in chocolate, have yourself a blast.
Yeah.
You want to eat a cow's vagina.
Is it stuffed with anything or?
Well.
Is there any testicle story here?
No, this is vagina.
Asking for a friend.
It's a cow's vagina stuffed with donkey balls, right?
I think you bury it in the yard. You bury it in the yard for 2 to 3 months, and once it ferments, it's real.
Just became an Icelandic delicatessen.
An Icelandic delicatessen, Dave? Is that what you? So stay away from the cow vagina, which we have had experience with. And let's go back to Dave, who's actually did some research and sent us some pictures. Dave's next food after the Turkey Testicle Festival by Mastodon, the chocolate covered donkey balls, and his next one is Rocky Mountain oysters, aka calf testicles, aka prairie oysters.
That's right. And so you don't always have to go to Japan for these things. They have balls in Canada as well. And this is the Rocky Mountain oyster, which are calf testes. Those look really good. Like those look like you got a little bit of Rybo. What's that cocktail sauce there?
No pun intended. Oh, good. Gatis Kandis.
Breaded testes. And maybe a little bit of pudding from Ray and Jerry's. I don't know what that is, but that would be a nice little thing to wash it down with.
Call back.
But yeah, that's right here. That's in my hometown in Rocky Mountain, right here, that they make those, and they are called Rocky Mountain oysters, and they're calf nuts.
I like that you don't have to travel.
All right.
I like that you don't have to travel out of the country to get testicles, good testicles that you can eat. Like if I want to eat testicles, where can I go? There's something for everybody in whatever country, whatever town they live in. There's some testicles there to be eaten if you need them.
You don't have to go to a rest area to find them anymore. You could just
been
go
hanging
find
around
that
gas stations.
But the problem is, yes, you can find testicles in a lot of places, but to try and find a good cow vagina, can't find one. You got to go to Tokyo for that.
That's true.
It's not good. It's not good. One more that I'll give you is I went to lots of weird food in Japan. Another one is that used to go out with sponsors. Now, sponsors were rich Japanese guys who would take wrestlers out to dinner and then give you money because it was cool for them to hang out with, kind of like Chad and Spewy and Adrian Smith. It's good for street cred for them to hang out with them. They'll pay for everything. They'll pay for dinner, all that sort of thing. So I was eating with them there, and they offered me this one sushi, and it's blowfish.
Yeah.
And blowfish is poisonous. Now, the chefs have a way of cooking it to where there's a 90% chance that you won't die or get violently sick. And this fish is so good, and it's like it's the best piece of sushi you can have. But there's a 10% chance that you're going to die. And I was like, I'm not taking that chance. I don't need to have the blowfish. And they're like, the sponsors will be very, very angry. And I was like, no offense at Mocha Joe, but the 10% chance of dying or being violently ill, I don't really fucking care. The sponsor will be very insulted. I was like, the sponsor can go fuck his ass. And I basically got up and left, and I got in a lot of trouble from my boss, and I didn't get the $2,000 bonus that the thing was going to give me. And my Japanese friend, Ultimo Dragon, ate it, said, you should have ate it. I was fine. And I was like, it just didn't make sense to me to play blowfish roulette. I don't care if it was $1,000 payoff or $2,000. Call me a stupid American. Oh, there he is. You want to give me cow's vagina? I'll lick that thing like it's my own. You want to give me a 10% chance of dying? I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not going to have it.
I think you made a good choice. I wouldn't do that, even if it was 1%. And the 1%, you probably always can die whatever you eat. You got a 1% chance of choking on anything.
I'm never eating again.
Yeah. It's dangerous. I think I've heard that it just tastes like Tanis has actually eaten its blowfish and says it tastes like nothing. It's just like.
Well, that's what apparently a shark fin soup, which you guys have to watch the documentary Fin by Eli Roth, talking about the shark fin industry, how it's murdering sharks and basically going to kill the ocean, all for this tasteless shark fin soup that literally, he said, it tastes like fingernails.
Oh, gross.
And I was like, what a great analogy. Fingernail tastes like nothing, but it's, right?
Unless it's not yours, maybe. Yeah.
Well, Dave, let's exchange toenails. That'll be our payoff for the corporation. Dave's got
not
one
even
more.
talk about that. That's disgusting.
I do have one more.
Rooster testicle soup. He said it had to be in order. So is that a rooster foot in the rooster testicle soup?
I just wanted to make a statement that it's not just about the meals. I'll even have a soup with testicles in it. That's all. So it just
look at that. There's a rooster foot. You can see the 3 toes there.
Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
You can.
Well, it's for flavor. You got to put a bit of foot for flavor. Can't just be all testicles. I mean, you got to use the whole animal, right?
Yeah, they probably, there's probably different renditions of it. I saw it. I didn't see the rooster foot. Now I do. But hey, testicle soup. I'm not in.
You're not
No,
into
I'm not in it.
I'm not in.
Not me. I'm not even gonna drink that.
But those
broth.
are
I
weird
don't know
foods.
what
You don't
I
think
want, I
about
want
that.
to drink the fermented shark balls or whatever that Rybo was talking about.
I'll send it your way. There's a couple other things.
Okay, give us a couple more.
Okay, well, one of the things is, like I said, buried, buggered, fermented, infested, and fried. So we got buggered, which is like you get your stovetop stuffing, you get your stuffing or whatever, and you shove it up a turkey's ass. That's what you do. That's what everyone has at turkey dinner, their Christmas dinner. It's great. You're shoving some breading product up an animal's ass and then cooking it in an animal's ass. That's really great
for you to eat.
Yeah,
you're eating
you to eat and enjoy, and everyone loves it. It's like the best thing. You can't get enough of it. So they've taken that to very crazy extremes, like the turducken. What is it called? A turducken. Yeah, you heard of that?
Chicken.
That's right. So you basically have a chicken stuffed into a duck, and then the duck is stuffed into a chicken. In England, they have a thing called a good ducking, and that's actually use a goose instead of a chicken. But anyway, you're putting a chicken into a duck into some other animal.
Into a turkey, the trifecta.
And the thing is, you can stuff all of those birds with other things like sausages and other breadcrumbs and stuff like that. You need sausage in there. I got 3 different birds I'm cooking. Let's stuff their asses with fucking sausage too. And bugger a bunch of birds so I can bugger a bunch of birds.
A bunch of birds. It burns the blade.
Like buggery's illegal. Buggery's illegal. Like it's illegal in some states in the states, and yet you can just like shove anything up a bird's ass and then put it in another bird's ass and shove something up another bird's ass and then just eat that. And that's like the delicatessen.
I wasn't even allowed to say the word bugger when I was a kid. It was apparently a swear back then.
Good call.
I love the fact that Rybo did a lot of preparation for this show, obviously.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah,
he really did. He's making speed
photos
this week.
Yeah. Well, I stuck to a theme. That's all. I could open it up more, but
but guys, we're getting to the. There's plenty of weird foods. We can do a part 2 of weird foods. We'll do it live. We'll do it live for the corporation when we set up the program table in his front yard.
Part 2, I like it, man. It'll probably still be before what we had for dinner or whatever the hell that episode is. Unless you guys want it, let us know.
We'll make it for them on their lawn. We'll just be on their driveway, and we'll make them a bunch of different testicles and buried shark and a bunch of different shit.
What is it? Buggered, blasted. What is it?
Buggered, buried, fermented, infested. There's another one where they have this cheese where it's infested with cheese flies, and they infest the thing.
Woo! Heat is coming after you, Rybo.
Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone.
That was
Rob.
Thank you so much, guys. That was a great show. This was literally, honestly, episode 56. We did not get the order fucked up this time. So, sorry, I didn't mean to turn the sound off completely. So we will see you next week here, and we actually know what we're talking about next week. We're talking about music lessons, and we've got
I think next week might be a live one. Actually,
we got a big live show next week for you.
I think it's actually live next week.
I'm glad someone's paying attention here, keeping track. And we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I got notes here, lots of stuff. So I don't know what episode it's going to be, but it's going to be fun.
There's something going on next week.
We'll see you then.
Cheers.